Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special and powerful story to share with you all. It is the story of one of the most brilliant minds in the world, Stephen Hawking. His life is a true inspiration, and his journey teaches us that no matter what happens, we can overcome challenges and achieve great things. While you listen, pay attention to the new vocabulary words and phrases you hear. This is a great chance to practice your English listening skills. Stephen's story is not just about science. It is about the power of perseverance, intelligence, and the incredible strength of the human spirit. So let's dive into this amazing story and remember to enjoy the journey. Stephen William Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in the city of Oxford, England. This was a very special year because it was exactly 300 years after the famous Italian scientist Galileo Galilei passed away. Galileo was a genius who changed the way people thought about the universe. Stephen, born in this very year, would go on to do something similar, changing the world with his ideas. Stephen was born into a family of thinkers. His father, Frank Hawking, was a well-known researcher in the field of medicine. His mother, Isabel Hawking, was a teacher. They were both very supportive of Stephen and his siblings. From a very young age, Stephen was encouraged to think deeply and explore the world around him. His family valued education and believed in the power of knowledge. As a child, Stephen was curious. He loved to ask questions and wanted to learn everything he could. He was always asking why or how about things that most people did not even think about. His curiosity was endless, but just like many children, he had some challenges at school. At school, Stephen was not the most popular student. He was quiet and did not always get along with the other kids. The other children called him Albert or Einstein because they saw him as the smart kid who was always thinking. Stephen did not mind the nickname. In fact, he liked it because it reminded him of one of the greatest scientists in history, Albert Einstein. But even though he had this nickname, Stephen felt different from everyone else. He did not always enjoy the social side of school, but he loved learning. Stephen went to St. Albans School, which was an important part of his early education. He was not very good at sports or practical tasks like running or playing games, but he was amazing at solving problems and understanding math and science. While other kids played outside, Stephen spent hours reading books, thinking, and solving difficult problems in his mind. He loved learning about the stars, the planets, and how the world worked. Even though Stephen was very smart, he struggled in other areas. He had trouble writing neatly or taking quick notes, but he was not discouraged. Instead of focusing on these small struggles, Stephen focused on his passion for science and mathematics. He loved asking big questions like, how does the universe work? Or, what happens when we look at stars through a telescope? These were the kinds of questions that would lead him to his greatest discoveries later in life. When Stephen was just 17 years old, he went to Oxford University, one of the most famous schools in the world. At that time, he was unsure of what to do with his life, but he knew one thing: he loved physics and mathematics. So he decided to study physics at Oxford. At Oxford, Stephen faced a lot of challenges. He was studying at one of the best schools in the world, but he was also feeling very uncertain about his future. He had to study hard and make important decisions about his career. But Stephen was determined. He was not the smartest student at Oxford, but he was the hardest worker. He put all his energy into his studies, and that was when his love for the mysteries of the universe truly began to grow. His fascination with the universe began to grow even stronger. During this time, even though he was brilliant, Stephen was very shy and quiet. He did not talk much and did not spend a lot of time with other students. Instead, he spent his time in the library, studying and thinking. His mind was always busy, always questioning how the universe worked. He wanted to understand space, time, and everything about the cosmos. But Stefan's journey at Oxford was not just about studying. It was also about struggling with the challenges of life. When he was 21, his health began to change. He started to feel weaker and noticed that his body was not working like it used to. He had trouble moving, walking, and even speaking clearly. His hands and legs became weak and he often felt tired. At first, Stephen did not know what was happening. He went to doctors, but no one could give him clear answers. Finally, after many tests, the doctors told him that he had a rare disease called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. This disease was very serious, and the doctors told Stephen that he did not have much time left to live. They said he might only have a few more years, and his body would slowly stop working. Imagine hearing such terrible news when you were only 21 years old, full of dreams and plans for the future. It was heartbreaking, but Stephen did not give up. He refused to let the disease stop him from living his life. Instead of feeling sorry for himself, he decided to focus even more on his studies and continue his work in science. His disease got worse over time, but his mind stayed sharp. Even though he could not walk or talk easily, he kept thinking about the big questions of the universe. His disease made it hard for him to move, but it never stopped him from thinking. As time passed, Stephen's condition became more challenging. His body was growing weaker, but his mind was sharper than ever. He did not give up on life or on his passion for science, even though he faced difficulties most of us could never imagine. ALS gradually took away his ability to move his muscles. It took away his ability to walk, then his ability to use his hands. But Stephen, being the incredible person he was, refused to let his body limit his mind. The world would see again and again that no matter the challenges he faced, he would never give up. As his body grew weaker, he found a way to adapt. When he could no longer walk, he used a wheelchair. But this wheelchair was not just a tool for movement. It became a symbol of his strength and his refusal to be defeated. The wheelchair, which many would see as a limitation, became part of what made Stephen remarkable. In fact, the wheelchair helped him stay independent. He traveled to conferences, gave lectures, and continued his research despite the difficulties. People looked at him and saw someone who fought against the odds and refused to give in. Even though he could not speak in the traditional way, he found a way to communicate. This was another lesson for all of us: adapt, learn, and never give up. The next major change in Stephen's life was when he started to lose his ability to speak. Imagine trying to express yourself, but your body simply would not allow you to say the words. It was heartbreaking. However, he did not give up on his desire to communicate with the world. In the mid-1980s, he worked with a team of engineers to create a computer system that would help him communicate. The system was a special speech-generating device that used a synthesizer to convert text into speech. This device became his voice, allowing him to share his thoughts, ideas, and discoveries with the world. With this tool, Stephen continued his work, wrote books, gave lectures, and inspired millions. He showed the world that no matter how difficult life gets, the power of the human mind and spirit can overcome any obstacle. Using a small muscle in his cheek, Stephen controlled the system, typing out words and forming sentences. His synthesized voice was robotic and mechanical, but it became a powerful tool that kept him connected to the world. Even when others might have thought it was too hard, he proved that nothing is impossible when you refuse to give up. This device allowed him to continue giving lectures and sharing his groundbreaking ideas. Despite his physical limitations, he made sure the world could still hear his thoughts on the universe and science. He became a true symbol of resilience. During these years, Stephen's scientific work truly shined. He was tackling some of the most difficult questions in theoretical physics, including black holes, the nature of time, and the origin of the universe. One of his most famous contributions was his theory on black holes. For years, scientists believed that nothing could escape a black hole. But in 1974, Stephen proposed that black holes could emit radiation. This idea became known as Hawking radiation. It showed that black holes could lose mass and energy over time, changing our understanding of these mysterious objects. At the same time, Stephen worked on uniting general relativity, which explains gravity, and quantum mechanics, which explains tiny particles. This was an enormous challenge, but he believed that combining them could help explain the Big Bang and the beginning of the universe. As his work gained recognition, he was invited to lecture at universities worldwide. He became a celebrity scientist, known for both his intelligence and his resilience. He was awarded many honors, including the position of Professor of Mathematics at the University of Cambridge, one of the highest honors a scientist could achieve. Stephen's life was not just about science, he had a personal life too. In 1965, he married Jane Wilde, a student at Cambridge. They had 3 children, Robert, Lucy, and Tim. However, as Stephen's health declined, it became harder for Jane to care for him and their family. After 25 years of marriage, they decided to separate in 1990, but they remained close friends and co-parented their children. In 1995, Stephen remarried Elaine Mason, one of his nurses. Their relationship lasted several years, but it also had its difficulties. Despite personal challenges, Stephen continued to be a dedicated scientist and loving father. Stephen Hawking's health continued to decline over time. However, he never stopped working despite his struggles. He remained active in research, lectures, and writing books. One of his most famous works, A Brief History of Time, was published in 1988 and became a worldwide bestseller. It made complex scientific ideas accessible to the public. This book remains one of the best-selling science books ever. Beyond his discoveries, his words became his greatest gift. He used them to inspire millions around the world. Despite facing immense challenges due to ALS, his voice continued to make a lasting impact. His speech-generating device became an essential tool. Through this technology, he could still share his thoughts. His synthetic voice, though robotic, carried deep wisdom. It provided hope and motivation to people everywhere. One of his most powerful quotes remains famous today: "Look up at the stars and not down at your feet." He encouraged people to focus on limitless possibilities. Rather than dwelling on life's difficulties and hardships, he urged everyone to dream big and aim high. His words remind us to keep striving and believing. Another famous quote of his defined intelligence: "Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change." This statement perfectly summarized his own life journey. From his ALS diagnosis to daily struggles, he persevered. Instead of giving up, he found ways to keep working. His adaptability made him a global icon of resilience. He proved intelligence is not just about knowledge. It is about overcoming obstacles and continuing forward. Stephen believed that learning never truly ends. His thoughts were not limited to science alone. He often spoke about the importance of life itself. His interviews and books were filled with wisdom. One of his thought-provoking statements was, "The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge." He urged people to stay open-minded and curious. He believed arrogance blocked the pursuit of true understanding. We should never assume we know everything. Another powerful message he shared was about curiosity. "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know," he once said. No matter how much knowledge we gain in life, there will always be more to explore and understand. His endless curiosity defined his scientific career. Even as his body weakened, his mind remained active. He never stopped questioning the mysteries of the universe. He continued to explore time, space, and black holes. Stephen Hawking also spoke about humanity's future. He strongly believed our survival depended on progress. He warned of risks like climate change and war. He emphasized the need for responsible scientific advancements. He urged people to care for the planet and adapt. The future, he believed, required careful decision-making. One of his most urgent warnings was about survival. "We are not going to survive on Earth for another 1,000 years unless we spread into space," he said. He was convinced that humanity must explore beyond Earth. He saw space colonization as essential for long-term survival. His vision inspired scientists to push space research forward. In 2010, he published The Grand Design. This book challenged traditional ideas of the universe's origin. It sparked debates among scientists, philosophers, and thinkers. Despite his physical struggles, Stephen never lost hope. He continued to engage with the world in many ways. His humor, wisdom, and brilliance remained ever-present. He appeared on television, spoke in public, and wrote. He inspired millions to pursue knowledge and resilience. His story proved that the mind can always be limitless. Stephen Hawking passed away on March 14, 2018. His legacy in science and inspiration remains unmatched. His work and words continue to shape future generations. Stephen Hawking's book The Grand Design presented a bold idea. He argued that the universe could have come into existence without the need for a creator, challenging traditional beliefs. This statement sparked debates among scientists and philosophers. However, Stephen never feared controversy or difficult questions. He encouraged people to explore the universe with an open mind. He wanted humanity to ask the big questions about existence. "Well, are we here? How did everything begin?" he often asked. He believed science could answer these profound mysteries. Despite his illness, Stephen never stopped working. He continued to give lectures, write books, and inspire millions. His story showed that physical limitations do not define a person. Passion, determination, and curiosity are what truly define us. Stephen faced impossible challenges every day, but never gave up. Instead, he proved how to live fully, despite great adversity. One of his most remarkable traits was his sense of humor. Even when his body could no longer move, his wit remained. He loved to joke and often entertained those around him. One of his most famous jokes was about marriage. "I have had the privilege of being married to two wonderful women, which has increased my understanding of the universe." His humor was more than just a way to make people laugh. It was a coping mechanism that helped him stay strong. For Stephen, laughter was both healing and empowering. His final years were filled with even more achievements. He continued pushing the boundaries of science and technology. He collaborated with brilliant minds, shaping future discoveries. His ideas on time and space continued to inspire scientists. His legacy was not just in books and theories he developed, it was also in the countless people he encouraged to dream. Stephen passed away on March 14, 2018, at the age of 76. Although he is no longer physically here, his impact remains. His story proves that persistence and passion overcome limitation. His life was a journey filled with remarkable achievements. He faced incredible struggles, but left behind timeless lessons. His contributions to science and humanity will never fade. As we reflect on Stephen Hawking's extraordinary journey, we recognize not only his groundbreaking scientific work, but also the powerful message he left the world. His story is one of determination, hope, and resilience. When he was first diagnosed with ALS, doctors lost hope. They believed he had only a few years left to live. His disease was progressive, gradually taking his mobility. He lost the ability to move, speak, and care for himself. But Stephen defied all odds and rewrote his own fate. Instead of surrendering to his illness, he chose to fight. He fought for his life, his work, and his passion. He refused to let his condition define who he was. Stephen didn't just survive, he thrived against all odds. "While there's life, there is hope," he once said. This quote embodies his entire life philosophy. No matter how difficult his journey became, he persisted. Every day he sought to learn and understand more. He believed each moment was a chance for discovery. He never allowed adversity to hold him back. Instead, it became the force that drove him forward. He transformed struggle into an opportunity for greatness. In the face of pain, speech loss, and daily challenges, Stephen showed the world what true strength looked like. He never complained, never gave up, never lost hope. He worked tirelessly to complete his theories, His research pushed the limits of human knowledge. He changed the fields of theoretical physics and cosmology. Stephen Hawking's life was a testament to perseverance. His journey inspires us to chase knowledge and never stop. His legacy will continue to impact generations to come. Stephen Hawking's message was clear and powerful. No matter what life throws at you, you can overcome it. He was not just a scientist. He was a symbol of resilience. His life was a testament to human willpower and determination. His brilliance and drive were never confined by his body. Instead, his mind was free, inspiring millions worldwide. In his words, "We are all different, but we share the same human spirit." This serves as a powerful reminder that despite differences, we all have potential for greatness. His life showed that mental strength is just as vital as physical strength in overcoming life's challenges. He could not move freely, but his mind was limitless. Stephen's story reminds us that our minds can take us to places our bodies may not be able to go. If we develop our minds, we can achieve anything. His life is a call to action for everyone. It tells us to never let our limitations define us. We must chase our dreams and look beyond the stars. Stephen taught that great discoveries go beyond science. They are about human courage and overcoming adversity. They are about rising above obstacles and embracing the unknown. Looking back at Stephen Hawking's journey, we find inspiration. His story is one of determination and boundless curiosity. He refused to give up no matter the difficulties he faced. He became a living example of the power of the mind. He showed that extraordinary things happen when we persist. Even against the odds, he never stopped moving forward. The next time you face a challenge, remember Stephen. Remember that you have the ability to adapt and grow. Like him, you can overcome obstacles and achieve greatness. No matter how difficult the journey may seem, keep going. Think about your own dreams and goals. What have you set aside thinking it was impossible? The truth is, the only limits are the ones you set. No one else defines your future, only you do. Hard days will come, but they are opportunities for growth. Every setback is a chance to push beyond your limits. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and adapt. You are far more capable than you believe. Let your dreams fuel you to keep moving forward. Don't wait for the perfect moment to take action. The perfect moment may never come. Start now. Take the first step, even if it is small. Your journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Each step brings you closer to the life you are meant for. Remember, you are strong, capable, and unstoppable. The world needs what you have to offer. You have the power to make a difference. No matter where you are today, keep moving forward. Even if your dreams seem far away, do not stop. The road may be hard, but persistence will lead to success. When you feel discouraged, think of Stephen Hawking. Think of how he transformed the impossible into reality. His life proved that determination can break all barriers. With enough belief in yourself, you can achieve anything. The only thing standing between you and success is you. You hold the key to unlocking your own future. Go after your dreams with everything you have. Don't let anything or anyone hold you back. The world is full of challenges, but also unlimited potential. That potential starts within you. Believe in yourself. Keep pushing forward, no matter how difficult it gets. Like Stephen, you can leave a lasting legacy. Your story has the power to inspire generations. The world is waiting for your extraordinary journey. Now, go and make it happen. Thank you for watching this inspiring story about Stephen Hawking. I hope it not only helped you improve your English listening skills, but also motivated you to keep learning and exploring. At TT English Stories, we bring you meaningful stories that make learning English natural and enjoyable. Each video is more than just a language lesson. It's an opportunity to gain valuable insights about life. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss our upcoming stories. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep chasing your dreams. See you in the next video.